Have you ever pondered upon the subtle art of saying no? How many times have you agreed to something that left you feeling drained or exploited? Welcome to the fascinating world of personal boundaries, the invisible lines that define our individuality, protect our mental health, and maintain our well-being. Personal boundaries are not walls to keep others out, but rather filters that allow positive interactions in, while keeping negativity at bay. When we neglect to set these boundaries, we expose ourselves to a myriad of potential problems, from stress and burnout to resentment. Without boundaries, we become susceptible to the demands and whims of others, losing sight of our own needs and desires in the process. It's like sailing on the open sea without a compass. We're at the mercy of the waves with no clear direction or destination. So let's dive into understanding and establishing these vital protectors of our peace. Remember, your personal boundaries are the invisible barriers that protect your well-being. Identifying your personal boundaries starts with a deep understanding of your values, beliefs, and priorities. Indeed, it's a journey of self-reflection that calls for honesty and courage. To establish your boundaries, you need to delve into the depths of your psyche and identify what makes you feel safe, respected, and valued. It's about understanding and acknowledging your limits in different aspects of your life. Let's start with your physical boundaries. These involve your personal space, your comfort with touch, and your need for privacy. Are there certain situations or people that make you feel uncomfortable or intruded upon? These feelings can be indicators of where your physical boundaries lie. Next, consider your emotional boundaries. These relate to your feelings and emotions. Ask yourself, what kind of emotional behavior is acceptable to you and what isn't? Do certain comments or behaviors leave you feeling drained, disrespected, or violated? These are signs that your emotional boundaries have been crossed. Mental boundaries, on the other hand, involve your thoughts, ideas, and opinions. They protect your right to have and express your own thoughts and to disagree with others. Have you ever found yourself agreeing with someone just to avoid conflict, even when you didn't truly agree? If so, this may be an area where you need to strengthen your mental boundaries. Lastly, let's talk about spiritual boundaries. These protect your beliefs and values. Remember, it's okay to say no to anything that goes against your spiritual beliefs or makes you feel uncomfortable. It's also crucial to understand the difference between flexible and rigid boundaries. Flexible boundaries are adaptable and change based on your growth and experiences, while rigid boundaries are inflexible and can lead to isolation. Striking a balance between the two is key, so take some time, reflect on your values, your needs, your comfort zones, and your discomforts. Identify your boundaries in these areas and remember there's no right or wrong here. Your boundaries are unique to you, reflecting your personal values and needs. Speaking up for ourselves may not always be easy, but it's crucial for setting boundaries. Clear, assertive communication is key when it comes to expressing your boundaries. It's all about being direct yet respectful. Avoid beating around the bush or dropping subtle hints. Remember, not everyone can read minds, and your boundaries won't be respected if they're not understood in the first place. Here are a few tips to help you express your boundaries effectively. Firstly, be clear and specific. Describe what you're comfortable with and what you're not in no uncertain terms. Use I statements to express your feelings without blaming or criticizing the other person. For instance, instead of saying, "You make me feel uncomfortable," say, "I feel uncomfortable when..." This way, you take ownership of your feelings and avoid unnecessary confrontation. Secondly, be assertive but respectful. Assertiveness is not about being aggressive or domineering. It's about standing up for your rights while respecting those of others. Maintain a calm and steady voice, keep your body language open and relaxed, and respect the other person's right to their feelings and reactions. Thirdly, don't apologize for your boundaries. You have every right to feel comfortable and safe, and your boundaries are a crucial part of that. Apologizing for them undermines their importance and may encourage others to disregard them. Lastly, be consistent. If you let your boundaries slide once, it sends a message that they can be ignored. Consistency is key to reinforcing your boundaries and ensuring they're respected. Communicating your boundaries is not just about getting others to respect your space. It's also a form of self-care. When you define and uphold your boundaries, you're asserting your self-worth and prioritizing your mental and emotional well-being. In the end, your boundaries are your personal rules of engagement with the world. They define who you are, what you stand for, and how you want to be treated, and there's nothing more empowering than that. Remember, respectfully communicating your boundaries is a testament to your self-respect. What happens when someone crosses your boundaries? It's not a matter of if, but when. In the course of our lives, we will inevitably encounter situations where our boundaries are violated. The real question is, how do we respond when that happens? First and foremost, it's essential to maintain a sense of calm. When our personal space is invaded, it's entirely natural to feel a rush of emotions, anger, frustration, or even fear. However, reacting impulsively can often escalate the situation. Instead, take a moment to breathe and compose yourself. This not only gives you a chance to process your emotions, but it also allows you to respond in a way that is respectful and assertive. Next, reaffirm your boundaries. This is a crucial step in dealing with boundary violations. It sends a clear message to the person who crossed the line that their behavior was not acceptable. Be direct and firm, yet respectful. Say something like, "I value our relationship, but I need you to respect my personal space." The aim here isn't to blame or shame, but to assert your needs and rights. But what if the violations continue? If someone persistently disrespects your boundaries, then it's time to take necessary actions. This could mean limiting your interactions with them, or seeking support from a trusted friend, family member, or professional. Remember, it's your right to protect your personal space and well-being. Sometimes it may feel uncomfortable or difficult to stand up for yourself. But remember, boundaries are not about controlling others. They are about maintaining your mental and emotional health. And when you assertively handle boundary violations, you're not only standing up for yourself, but you're also teaching others how to treat you. In the end, it all comes down to respect, both for yourself and for others. And it's through this mutual respect that we can build healthier, happier relationships. Handling boundary violations assertively reinforces your commitment to your personal well-being. Setting boundaries is an ongoing process, not a one-time event. This statement rings true for all aspects of our lives. It's like learning to play a musical instrument or mastering a new language. You wouldn't expect to become proficient overnight, would you? So it's unreasonable to expect to establish and maintain healthy boundaries without consistent practice. Think of boundary setting as a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. Initially, it may feel uncomfortable or even strange. That's perfectly normal. Like any new skill, it takes time to become accustomed to it. But the more you practice, the easier it becomes. Start with small steps. Maybe it's saying no to an extra task at work, or choosing to spend a quiet evening at home instead of going out with friends. It could even be as simple as turning off your phone an hour before bed. These small acts of boundary setting can have a significant impact on your overall well-being. Gradually, you can start incorporating boundary setting into your daily routines. It could be anything from carving out time for self-care to setting limits on how much time you spend on social media. The key is to make it a regular part of your life. And remember, it's okay to adjust your boundaries as you go along. Life is dynamic, and so are you. What worked for you 6 months ago might not be suitable now. Regularly review your boundaries to ensure they still align with your values and priorities. Don't be disheartened if you stumble along the way. It's all part of the learning curve, and each stumble is an opportunity for growth. Take a moment to reflect on what went wrong, then pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and try again. Finally, be patient with yourself. Change takes time. But rest assured, every step you take towards setting boundaries is a step towards a healthier, happier you. Remember, the journey to setting boundaries is a journey towards a healthier, happier you. To conclude, let's reflect on the power of boundaries. These invisible lines that we draw around ourselves are not just walls, they are bridges. Bridges that connect us to our true selves, that foster self-respect and self-love. When we establish and respect our own boundaries, we teach others how to treat us. It is an empowering act of self-care that reduces stress, prevents burnout, and ultimately leads to a more fulfilling and healthier life. Boundaries also play a crucial role in our relationships. They help us maintain a healthy balance, ensuring that we give and receive respect. They allow for open and honest communication, promoting understanding and strengthening bonds. By honoring each other's boundaries, we can build relationships that are rooted in mutual respect and love. So dare to set your boundaries and embrace the freedom it brings. After all, your well-being is worth it.